Vinyasa Wave. We're here at Iveridge, yoga space at Iveridge, so live on a Thursday night, which some of us would always be here on a Thursday night, except for now it's just me in this room by myself, which is a little bit strange. Oh, and Richard, let's not forget about Richard. I don't think he'll be joining us tonight, though.
No, I won't.
So yeah, thanks for joining me. Oh, look at everyone's pop up. Hi, Ebony. Hi, Heidi. So we're gonna just flow through, and of course those who have never joined me, welcome. Vinyasa class tonight here at the yoga space at Iveridge. So we're just going to flow through Vinyasa style practice tonight. I would say it's maybe about a level 1-2, but those of you who know me very well probably know it's closer to a level 2 because I like to challenge us a little tiny bit. So we're just going to have a nice little practice. Look at everyone online. Hi, everyone. So give us a shout. Give us like a thumbs up, a heart emoji, or namaste hands if you're watching or you're joining me on the mat this evening. That'd be so great. And everyone just sort of like, share, comment, invite your friends to join us. So hopefully we can keep our lovely little yoga community going, even if we're not seeing each other face to face. I'm here on the mat, you guys are there, whether you're in your living rooms, your kitchens, your bedrooms. So we're all just doing this together and sort of sharing that sort of light, love, that thing we love about yoga, and just sending all our positive vibes to everyone as we're going through this very difficult time. So thank you all for joining me. Like I said, if you're fairly new to this practice or fairly new with practicing with me, Vinyasa is sort of a continuous flow, so you might find it a little bit challenging because we do continue to move. Saying that doesn't mean that you can't join in with us. Just listen to your body, honor your body, and know that you can take breaks at any time you want to. I'll give you options to sort of omit some of the harder, maybe challenging parts of the Vinyasa sequence. And then, of course, those of you who have practiced with me for quite a long time, you'll know my cues, you'll know my craziness. And by the way, I'll probably mess up rights and lefts because that's just something I do all the time. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. You can make this as easy or as challenging as you want to. So again, omit certain things if you're fairly new to this practice and you're finding it a little bit challenging. And those of you that have a fairly advanced practice, you'll know areas of the practice that you can just sort of maybe add an arm balance or make something a little bit more challenging and need to knows, or you know what I mean. So saying that, oh, you're all joining me. So let's get on our mats and just get to it. So I'll stop blabbing because I have that tendency to blab, especially when you're in a difficult pose. But so let's all just make our way to our mats. And we're going to begin lying on our backs. So if we make our way onto our backs, and from there, I always like to start a lot of times in what we call Supta Baddha Konasana. So if we lie down on the backs and bring the soles of our feet together, allowing the knees to just sort of splay off to the side and feel like you're just letting them surrender into this shape. And so your hands can be along your sides. You can place one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And so we always just begin our yoga practice in this moment of quiet, this little pause before we get into the flow of our practice. So saying that, if you haven't done so already, close your eyes. Close your eyes and just take that moment to transition. Transition to your breath, that Ujjayi breathing. So finding the breath flow in and out of the nose. And as you move through several cycles of breath, just inviting a sense of lengthening, of deepening your breath. And so we use the inhale to fill up, to expand, to create a sense of space and light. And we use the exhale to just feel ourselves connect, to settle, to ground to this mat before we begin our practice. And always knowing that this yoga practice is here for us in these difficult times. We're all going through such a strange, sort of difficult time, and really trying to rise to that, and not letting fear and anxiety and panic get the better of us, but rather learning from these times of difficulty. Where can we sort of make changes? Where can we sort of grow? Because without challenges and difficulties, we never grow. So looking at it as an opportunity to reflect, to create change, and to really learn about what's important in our everyday. And so we have our yoga practice to connect body, to connect breath, and to just quiet things down when everything is feeling a little bit sort of frenzied. So let's just take another big full breath. Fill out to the very top of your chest And can you pause for a moment when you reach the top of your chest and hold your breath for just a second. And then opening the mouth, parting the lips, just empty out all of your air. One more time, like that nice big breath from the belly. Fill up. Inhale to the very top of your chest, pausing when you reach the top. Hold the breath. And then again, open the mouth and empty out. So starting to blink your eyes open, you can start to take an inhale as you reach your arms overhead. You can outstretch the legs in front of you. So reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. And then from there, you might just take the knees and hug them in towards your chest and give yourself a little squeeze there. And so feeling free, you might make little circles, roll around on your sacrum, your low back. Right, if that feels good for you. And then from there, I'm going to get you to place your feet back down on the mat. So soles of the feet back down on the mat, hip width apart, like you were setting up for a bridge pose. And then I'm going to get you to interlace your hands behind your head for just a pinch of core work. So don't worry, those of you that know me, it's just going to be light core work, and probably some of us have done this before. So taking an inhale here with your hands behind your head. As you exhale, can you curl up, just lifting shoulders away from the mat. And then on the inhale, extend the legs on a diagonal, keeping the shoulders lifted. And as you exhale, again, keep the shoulders lifted, just place the feet back down on the mat. And then inhale, lower back down. We'll do it again. Exhale to curl up. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, place them back down, keeping the shoulders lifted. Inhale again, lower down. Good, exhale, curl up. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, place the feet back down. Inhale again, lower down. Good, exhale, curl. Inhale the legs to straight. Exhale, place the feet back down. Inhale, so one more time. Exhale, curl up. Inhale the legs to straight again. Exhale, place the feet back down. And inhale, you can lower all the way back down. So hug the knees back in towards your chest. One more little squeeze there. And then, as we do quite often, starting to rock up and down the length of your spine. You might take a few little rocks up and down the length of your spine so you can gain a little bit of momentum. And then we're just going to rock up to a seat and crossing the ankles, reach forward to plant the hands and just make our way back into our first downward facing dog. So feeling like you're spreading the fingers and connecting the hands to the mat. So you want all the palms, the knuckles, everything to be glued to your mat, feeling like you're pressing the mat away from you. And as you peel your way back to your first downward facing dog, that first one can sort of feel a bit fluid if you like. You can move around, sway the hips. You might bend very deeply into one knee as you press through the opposite heel. Give the head and neck a shake, so letting the head begin to fall, to relax, letting the gaze look somewhere towards the center of your mats. And then from there, I'm going to get you to walk your feet wide. So take your feet to the very edges of your mat, and you might even shorten your stance a little bit by walking your toes in a hair. And then from there, you're going to really pour weight into the left side. So pouring weight into the left hand. As you pick the right hand up, you're going to reach through, looking to find the outer strip of this left leg. And that might be, for some of us, up high on the leg. Some of us may be able to get it closer to the ankle. And so you want to find a good purchase or connection with that leg as you press the ground away with the left hand. And then put a little bend in that right elbow as you begin to turn and look underneath that right shoulder. So you're looking under the shoulder, you're spinning your heart and your chest through as you continue to press down into that right hand. So take 2 more breaths. Take a nice big inhale as you fill up. Again, if this is too challenging, just let it go and go back to downward facing dog. 1 more breath, take an inhale, and then place that hand back in your downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And so from here, pour a lot of weight into your right hand. As you pick up your left hand, reach for the outer strip of your right leg. Again, up high or closer to the ankle, but then push the ground away with that right hand and use the left hand, put a bend in the elbow to start to turn and look underneath side of the room. Just 2 more breaths, guys. Take a nice big inhale, fill up. Good, and exhale. And then 1 more full breath. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, that left hand can go back into downward facing dog. So walk your feet back into normal dog, so more of hip width apart. Take 1 more big breath. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, just take your hands and walk them backwards to the back of your mat. So bring your hands towards your toes. Feet should be about hip width apart. Then you're just going to reach and grab a hold of opposite elbows. Let the head completely fall. Let the whole upper body fold over the legs. Almost feel like you're pulling the elbows down to the earth or tractioning them down to the mat. And stay connected with your feet. You might just hang like a bit of a rag doll here, or you might just begin to sway a little bit back and forth. Whatever suits you best. Just take 2 breaths like this. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. Another full breath, inhale. Good, so as you exhale, release the elbows, and then from there you're going to take the hands and interlace them behind your backs. Press and connect with the feet as you start to inhale. Take the hands away from your back. Let the head, the face, the torso fall in towards the legs. As you press the hands up and even overhead, stay connected to your feet so you're pressing into the ground. Legs can be straight, or if of course we have a tightness in the hamstrings, a little softening, a little bend in the knees is fine. So take 1 more full breath. Take an inhale. Good, and then as you exhale, you can release the clasping of your hands. Bring your fingertips back down to find the mat, and then walk yourself back out into a downward facing dog. Spread the fingers, plant the hands, let the head fall. Think about your shoulders, let them slide down and back as your low belly lifts, navel to spine. Take a full breath in down dog. Nice big inhale. Good, and exhale. On your inhale, can you wiggle the toes back here and shift forward into a plank pose, gazing slightly forward when we get there. Press the ground away with your hands. Lift your kneecaps up, press your heels to the back of the room. Lift belly button to spine, tailbone to heels. Couple of breaths there. Again, if it's too much, drop down to your knees. Make it a little bit easier for yourselves. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. So nice and strong in the core. 1 more full breath. Inhale. So as you exhale, hips go high, press back, downward facing dog. And then 1 more time like that. Just shift forward, find plank pose. Inhale. Gazing just slightly forward of your fingertips. And back you go to downward facing dog. Hips go high. Exhale. And I said 1 more time, but I lied. 1 more. Shift forward. Inhale. Gaze slightly forward. And hips go high again. Downward facing dog. So fill up and take 1 big full breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, have a little look forward. And you're going to take a big step, or hoppers can hop to the top of your mat. And so fingertips can stay on the mat if they don't touch because of tight hamstrings. Bring the hands to the shins, look forward, take a flat back and a long spine. Inhale, and fold it all the way in. As you exhale, head falls. Stay connected with the feet as you rise to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. And as you exhale, the hands can release down through heart center. So, little pause, not only for me to catch my breath, because usually I get to walk around the room and I don't have to do everything. But, so, we're going to move through 3 rounds of Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salute A. So, of course, those of you that practice with me all the time, you know Sun Salute A, we do it all the time. If you're new or been practicing a little while and find Sun Salute A challenging, for the first round or 2, I'll do the easier variation. And those that are used to practicing can do the sort of harder variation. So with the big toes touching, the legs are active, lift your kneecaps, zipper up your low belly, tailbone to the heels, spine is long and tall, shoulders are relaxed. You can start with your arms along your sides. And so here we go. Nice big breath, fill up, inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. And exhale, take a nice stride forward, fingertips to the mat or the shins. Looking forward as you inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, bring the hands down, step back to plank pose. And so if you're doing the easier variation, you might drop to your knees. Keep looking forward and lower all the way until the hips come down. Tops of the feet will press. We'll inhale ourselves to cobra pose. So pull the shoulders back, gaze up slightly. And as we exhale, you'll tuck the toes under. Come back from the knees and toes in a hair. So 3 breaths in your downward facing, guys. So as always, arms are engaged. Squeeze the arms towards midline, almost like you had one of these blocks between your sort of elbows and you had to keep it there. But at the same time, the shoulders are relaxing. Don't forget about your low belly. Lift belly button to spine, right? So a couple more breaths here. Take an inhale, feel like you're filling up. Shoulders check in with them. Legs are active. Press the thigh bones and shin bones to the back of the room. Find one more. Take an inhale. So then as you exhale, have a look forward and take that big step or hop back to the top of your mats. Looking forward, inhale, so fingertips to the mat or the shins. Exhale, fold it in, let the head fall. And rise to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, let your arms release down through the heart. So we'll do it again. Nice big breath. Fill up, sweep the arms to the sky. And exhale, dive forward again. Having a look forward to a flat back. Inhale. As you exhale, take a step or hop back to plank pose. As you lower down through chaturanga, remember you can drop your knees. Cobra or full up dog. Shoulders go back, hips up slightly. Lift from the navel as you head back to downward facing dog. So 3 more breaths there. A nice big inhale. Keep a lift of the low belly. Good. Exhale. Press the thigh bones and shin bones to the back of the room. Stay connected with the mat with the hands. Press the ground away. Squeeze the arms to midline. One more like that, guys. Good job. Fill up. Inhale. As you exhale, have a little look forward again and take that big step or hop back to the top of your mats. At the top, flat back. Inhale. Fold it in. Exhale. And rise to stand. Sweep your arms to the sky. Inhale. And arms to release. Exhale. So one more like that. Nice big breath. Fill up. Inhale. Sweep the arms to the sky. Dive forward again. Exhale. So looking forward, take an inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, take a step or a hop to plank pose. Again, drop the knees or stay in plank as you lower down through chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Shoulders go back and lift from the belly as you head back. Downward facing dog. Good job, guys. Take a couple of breaths there. Inhale. Good, and exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Good, and exhale. So from here, take an inhale and send your right leg to the sky. Nice long right leg. Press into the hands. As you exhale, bend your knee, but then sweep your hip open. So you're lifting your right knee to the sky as that right foot falls over towards the left hip. The low belly is lifting, the hands are pressing. Inhale. Good, and exhale. Your choice is either to stay here or find what we call flip your dog. So take an inhale. If you're flipping your dog as you exhale, you might carry that right foot over till it finds a piece of the floor. And then big lift up and back. As you lift the hips, let the head completely fall back. So don't strain to hold the head up. All inhale. Good, exhale. So just take another full breath. Inhale. And then as you exhale, that right hand is going to go down and the right leg is going to go back to the sky. Reach through that right foot. Inhale. And look between your hands and step your foot between your hands. Then from there, you're just going to squeeze your legs together. You're in a long lunge, so you've got active legs, almost like you had one of these blocks between your thighs again. So then from there, you're going to lift your fingertips away from the mat. And then you're going to sweep your fingertips to the back of the room. So fingertips reaching to the back of the room, crown of the head reaching to the front of the room. Keep squeezing your legs together. The tendency will be that you want to lie your belly on that thigh, but lift and hover the belly. Keep reaching through the fingertips. So stay for one more breath. Inhale. Good, and exhale. So don't change anything. Just sweep the arms so biceps line up with the ears. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. So stay for one more breath like that. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, just put a little bend in your back knee, your left knee. And then rise to a crescent lunge. Take an inhale. So the torso lifts, the shoulders relax, the low belly lifts. Another full breath. Take an inhale there. Then as you exhale, just reach behind and clasp your hands together. Then you're going to take your left foot, turn it down flat, press into both feet as you outstretch the arms. Take an inhale, look to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to fold and let the right shoulder continue to press into the mat. The hands are reaching up and overhead. Let the head fall. Let it relax so you're not straining or having any tension in your head and neck. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. And another full breath. Inhale. So you can undo the clasping of your hands as you exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back towards warrior 1. And as you exhale, the hands will go back down. You'll step to plank pose. Drop to the knees or stay in plank as you lower through chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. And go back, downward facing dog again. Exhale. And so of course we've got to do the same thing on the other side. Nice big full breath. Inhale. Good, and exhale. And so from there, the left leg floats to the sky. Take an inhale, nice long left leg. As you exhale, bend the left knee and sweep the hip open. Lift the left knee to the sky. Lift the low belly. Press into the hands. Inhale. Good, exhale. You'll either stay here or we might choose to flip our dog. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, if you're flipping, that left foot comes over until it finds the floor. And then it's a big lift of the hips. Left arm overhead. Head falls back. 2 breaths. Inhale. Good, exhale. And another full breath. Inhale. As we exhale, this left hand will go down and the left leg will go back up to the sky. Reach through the left foot as you inhale. Step it forward between your hands, staying in a long lunge as you exhale. Squeeze your legs together, so really active left legs. Start to lift your fingertips away from the mat. Sweep your fingertips to the back of the room. Don't hover or legs, sorry, that belly on the thigh. Hover the belly. Crown of the head forward, fingertips to the back of the room. Inhale. Good, exhale. Just stay for 1 more, guys. Reach through the fingertips. Inhale. And exhale. Without changing anything else, just inhale your arms. So bicep sort of frame the head. Good, exhale. Just 1 more like that. Reach through the fingers. Inhale. As you exhale, a little bend in your right knee. And then you just lift the torso coming into a crescent lunge. Shoulders relaxing. Low belly is lifting. Take another full breath as you reach your fingertips. Inhale. Hands will reach behind and clasp together as you exhale. Then turn your right foot down flat. Keep pressing into the feet. Lift the heart and chest as you inhale. And then from there, as you exhale, left shoulder dips to the inside of the knee and hands press up and overhead. Keep pressing into the feet, guys. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. You'll just stay for 1 more. You're almost there. Take an inhale. So as you exhale, you can unclasp the hands. Take an inhale. Come all the way back up to a warrior 1 shape. And as you exhale, hands go down to find the mat. Step back to plank pose and lower down through chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Take an inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. So you're just going to take 1 nice big breath, filling up as you inhale, and then having a look forward as you exhale. Take a step or a hop back to the top of your mats. Look forward to a flat back and fold it in. Exhale. Rise to stand, take an inhale, and sweep your arms to the sky. As you exhale, hands can release to heart center. Okay. Do we need a break? Are we good? Keep going. So of course we're going into chair pose, which is usually the moment that you all say, oh, I want some air, but hey, we're doing this together, so we're in chair pose. Bend the knees and sink the hips. Get the weight in the heels and squeeze the legs together. A little lift of the low belly. Sweep your arms, biceps lining up with the ears. So a couple of breaths. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. Shoulders relax. Another full breath. Inhale. And we'll just fold it forward as we exhale. Look to a flat back. Inhale. And fold as you exhale. Take a step or hop to plank pose and lower down through that chaturanga again. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. And downward facing dog again. Exhale. Also knowing that anytime that transition, it's called a vinyasa, lowering down through chaturanga, gets too hard, skip it. And just head back to downward facing dog. Right, so we're going to take another breath. Take an inhale and an exhale. And here we go. As you inhale, send your right leg to the sky. And from here, we're just going to step forward to warrior 1. So step the right foot between the hands, turn the back foot down edge of that foot down, but then try and square your hips to the front of the mat and keep the low belly lifting. Arms are reaching, shoulders are relaxing. Good, inhale, and exhale. So nothing fancy just yet, just good old warrior one. We stay here long enough, we keep pressing through the outer edge of that left foot, we keep trying to work the hips towards square. We will get tired eventually. Take one more full breath, take an inhale, and then just get out of there. So bring the hands down and step back to a plank pose. Drop to the knees if you're getting too tired, and lower through chaturanga, or skip it all together. Cobra or up dog, inhale. And back you go to downward facing dog. Exhale. And so we'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg will float as you inhale. Off you go to warrior one. As you exhale, step the foot forward, turn the right foot down flat. Really press into the feet as you rise to your warrior one shape again. So lunging into that left knee. Straight line from your knee to your ankle. Good big lift of your low belly. But the right leg, pay attention to that. Work the right leg straight, press through the outer edge of the right foot as you try and square your hips to the front of the mat. Arms are reaching, but shoulders aren't going long for the ride. Shoulders relax. Good. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. And another full breath. Inhale. And we'll go back down. Hands go back down. Take that vinyasa or skip it as you lower through chaturanga. If you're skipping it, just arrive back in downward facing dog. So just take a big full breath. Take an inhale. And maybe for a moment you just bring your knees wide, bring your big toes to meet at the back, and sit back to a child's pose. The head can take rest on the mat, either the arms outstretched in front, or the arms can come along the sides. So maybe just taking a moment to slow the breath down, make sure that we can still connect with that Ujjayi breathing before we sort of come up and add a little bit onto that. So we've done sort of our warrior ones and some familiar poses, and the rest will be familiar, but we'll just add on and make it a little bit more challenging, maybe throw a balance or so in there as well. Okay, so now you're really going to see me sweat because I don't usually do the whole class, do I? So if you need to take a drink of water, have a drink of water, take a breath or two. When you slow things down, let's come back, downward facing dog. So we meet back in our downward facing, and we sort of continue on. So from here, let's send that right leg back to the sky again. So sweep the right leg to the sky as you inhale. Let's step back to that warrior one again as you exhale. Right foot forward, left foot goes down flat. Really press into the feet as you rise to your warrior one and inhale. And this time you're going to open up to your warrior two as you exhale. Right, so you might have to lengthen your stance a little bit. You might have to look down, make sure you're in what we call heel to arch alignment. The heel of your right foot should intersect the arch of your back foot. Good deep lunge into that right knee, straight line from knee to ankle. Big lift of your low belly so the pelvis is not spilling forward. Long spine, so arms are at shoulder height. Really energetic, but shoulders relaxed, gaze over the middle finger. So we always think about warrior two in three parts: the legs, the core, the arms. So this is where I always bubble and make you stay in this shape for a little bit longer, because we actually stay in warrior two long enough, we're doing work. So think of that nice deep lunge. You can probably lunge a little bit more into that right knee. Feel like you're drawing your heels together without them actually moving anywhere. So you fire and turn up your inner thighs, right? So they don't move anywhere. It's like you're imaginarily trying to draw your heels together. And then think about your core. So the belly is just not spilling forward. Lifting the belly, long spine. Arms are engaged, almost like you're even pressing down on something. And the gaze is over that middle finger. Strong, strong warriors. So 2 more breaths, guys. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. So we just got one more. Keep the low belly lifting. Take an inhale. And our transition out of there is just to exhale. Windmill the hands to the mat. Either down dog or move through that vinyasa again. Inhaling ourselves to cobra or up dog. And exhale, we'll go back to downward facing dog, where we do the same thing on the other side. Left leg to the sky as you inhale. Good. Step the foot forward to warrior one. Train the back foot down flat. Press with the feet. Use an inhale to rise in warrior one. And an exhale to open it up. Maybe make your stance extend forward to warrior two. So use the power of your legs. Lunge deeply into that left leg. Straight line from the left knee to the ankle. Press through the outer edge of this back foot. Tuck your heels together. Tailbone under. Low belly's lifting. Spine long and tall. Really energetic arms. Gaze over the middle finger of your left hand. So a few more breaths like this. Again, think about those three elements of warrior two. Legs active. Again, you might be able to lunge a little bit more. Low belly is lifting. Spine is long and tall. Arms really engaged. Two more breaths. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. And one more. Take an inhale. So again, on your exhale, right hands, windmill. I'll get there in the end. Through, down you go. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. So we're just going to flow like that one more time, and we'll add on. So right leg to the sky. Inhale. Step to your warrior one as you exhale. Turn your left foot down flat. Press into the feet. Off you go to warrior one. Inhale. And open it up to warrior two. Exhale. Lift your bellies. Take a breath. Inhale. Good. And exhale. So we're just going to stay with our legs like this. However, we're going to straighten the front leg. So moving to Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keep pressing into the feet. Both legs are straight. Hinge at the hips. So the left hip is hiking behind you. The feet are pressing. Reach, reach, reach through the right fingertips. And then take the back of this right hand. So anywhere along that sort of right shin, press the back of the hand into the shin as we spin the heart and chest open, and that left arm reaches up to the sky, right? So you can gaze up towards that top hand. If you have neck issues, you might just choose to look down, but you're pressing and connecting to the feet. Couple more breaths. Take an inhale, and an exhale. So you might choose to stay here, or we are going to move to a balance, right? So Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, we'll get there in the end, right? So you might also need a block, and if you don't have a block at home, you might be able to use both. You're going to turn your gaze down and look just in front of your right foot, which is eventually where you want your right hand to land, whether it's on the mat or on a block. Bend into your right knee. Look just in front of that right foot and see if you can, maybe in one step or two steps, step off that back leg. Reach, reach, reach through the top hand. Flex your back foot so you don't just have a floppy foot hanging down there, and lift your belly as you press down into the standing leg. Know that if you find it very difficult to find the floor, you can take a block or books underneath that right hand. And so all you need to do is keep reaching through the top hand. We're going to have one more full breath, and then we're going to transition to our seats. So just take an inhale, reach through your top hand, and then as you exhale, drop that left hand to the mat. Square your hips by turning the left foot toes down, and then take your left knee, tuck it behind your right knee, and then see if you can sit down, right, in a shape that looks like this, right? So the sole of the right foot wants to sort of connect with the mat, and this left foot, we try to be on the outer edge. And so we're going to reach behind with our right fingertips, and then we're going to get long with the left arm, taking an inhale as we reach to the sky, finding length here. And as we exhale, we're going to twist. So bring that left elbow to the outside edge of your right knee. Sit up tall as you inhale, so long spine, and press the knee away from you, starting to spin or spiral the heart just open, making the twist come from the mid-back. So roll that right shoulder back. Your gaze is starting to go behind you over that right shoulder. So every inhale and a twist is the opportunity to sit up taller. Every exhale, the opportunity to just twist a hair more. Roll that right shoulder back. And so stay for one more breath. You can inhale. Good. And you can unwind as you exhale. Maybe even just take a counter twist. So take your left fingertips behind you. Take that right sort of tricep area in towards the inner right leg and twist and look over the left shoulder. Just 2 breaths. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. And another full breath. Inhale. Good, unwind as you exhale. And then, however you see fit, make your way back to downward facing dog. That might mean you just uncross the legs, step back to downward facing dog, or it might mean that you just sort of cross the ankles, rock forward, step or hop to a plank pose, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale yourself to cobra or upward facing dog, and we all meet back in downward facing dog. And so we'll just go through that on the left side. So when you're ready, as you inhale, send your left leg to the sky. So scoop that left leg all the way up, and we'll move to warrior one. So as you exhale, step forward, turn the right foot down flat, press and connect with the feet as you inhale to warrior one, and exhale, open up to that warrior two. Adjust your stance, lunge deeply into the left leg. Just stay for a breath or two, standing up tall. Inhale, good, exhale. And another full breath, inhale. Good, as you exhale, straighten your left leg and hinge at your hips. So right hip goes behind you. Reach, reach, reach through the left fingertips, get as long as you can while you keep pressing down into your feet. Let the back of that left hand connect somewhere along the leg of that thigh. And then inhale, the right arm reaches to the sky. Lean it back a little bit. Open the heart and chest, but stay pressing into the feet and make sure your legs are straight. So you're going to choose to stay here if moving into that sort of difficult balance is just not something you're up for right now, which I'm not sure if I'm up for after this. So here we go. Take one more full breath. Take an inhale. As you look down, start to think about transitioning to Ardha Chandrasana half moon. So look just in front of that left foot. A little bend or softening the left knee as you reach the left fingertips forward. It doesn't have to happen in one big step. You can take a little step, and then another step, reach for the ground or reach for a block as the right hand reaches to the sky. So flex the back foot, right? Toes are lifting and spreading, low belly is lifting. Press into your standing leg. You've got a couple of more breaths. If you fall, who cares? Get back up. We'll get through it together. Okay, inhale. So as you exhale, take your right hand down, square your hips by turning your right toes down, and then just take your right knee, tuck it behind your left knee, and then sit down. So we'll take that little twist. I'll turn and face you guys. So left leg is on top, sole of the left foot is flat. Let's reach our left fingertips behind us, right arm reaches to the sky. Big breath as you inhale, reach through the fingertips and twist. Take that right elbow to the outside edge of your left knee. And again, those who are more advanced, you know, guys, that there is an arm balance that comes from this shape, so have a play. Otherwise, if we're just twisting, we're using the inhale to sit up tall. Press the knee away from you and twist from the mid-spine as you roll your left shoulder back and turn your gaze beyond that left shoulder. Good, couple more breaths. Inhale, sit up tall, grow through the crown of your head. Good, exhale, continue to roll that left shoulder back. Here, more of a twist. And one more, inhale. You can unwind as you exhale. Maybe take a counter twist, or if you're playing with the arm balance, have another little play. So reach behind you with the right fingertips. The sort of left tricep can come to the inner left leg. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, just turn and look over that right shoulder. Keep rolling the right shoulder back. And so just take one more. Nice big inhale. Good, and you can unwind as you exhale. So again, your transition to downward facing dog, however you see fit. You can just uncross your legs and step yourself back to down dog if you've kind of had enough by now. Or you can just cross at the ankles, right, rock forward, step to plank pose, or hop to plank pose as you lower down through chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, inhale, and downward facing dog again, exhale. So, take a breath in your downward facing dog, and then from here, do this all the time. At the same time, simultaneously, guys, which means at the same time. I don't know if it's because I say it a little bit different than you, but can we drop both our forearms to the mat at the same time? Don't think about it, just go 1, 2, 3, drop your elbows. Then walk your toes in, so you're in dolphin pose. Lift, lift, lift your belly. Choose to stay here for a few breaths, pressing the elbows down into the mat and drawing your shoulder heads back. Or just sweep the right leg to the sky. You might even rise up high on the left toes, the left ball of the foot. Sweep the left leg to the sky. Rise up high on the ball of the right foot. Shoulders might be giving you a hard time right now. Keep lifting the low belly. Take another breath, inhale, and then drop to your knees and sit back in your child's pose. So good old dolphin pose, of course, is one of my favorites. A little bit shouldery, so if you're going, oh, good God, what's happened there? It's over. Now, of course, you can make this a little bit more challenging. You can go back to it on YouTube when you want to and sort of do dolphin pose a few times. And lots of you have been practicing for a long time. You know that dolphin pose moves into a forearm balance called Pincha Mayurasana. So you can always go back to YouTube and add little bits to this practice. But from there, I'm actually going to make you only just do one dolphin pose, which I usually make you do about 3 to 5 of them, right? So you've got enough easily. So just take another breath or two, and when you feel ready, you can rise up out of your child's pose, right? And we'll just walk the hands back, and we'll make our way over onto one hip. Swing the legs around. Make sure you're quite upright on your sits bones. We're just moving into Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So flex the feet, really active legs, spine is long and tall. We're sweeping the arms to the sky as we inhale. And we're trying to hinge from the hips rather than round the upper back. So get long and tall, grow out the torso, hinge from the hips, and reach the fingertips forward. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, that might just mean that the hands come somewhere along your sides. You keep the shoulders drawing back, the feet flexing, the gaze going forward, heart and chest pressing forward. Otherwise, we reach for the outer edges of the feet. You could reach for the big toes. If you have a block at home and you have fairly open hamstrings, you can make your legs a little bit longer by pressing the block into the soles of your feet. But we're sitting up tall as we inhale, and you might deepen the pose as you fan the elbows and exhale to fold in. Think about your upper back. Try to take any big rounding out of the upper back by squeezing the shoulder blades together. Keep the gaze and the heart pressing forward. Just take a couple more breaths. Take an inhale. Good, exhale. And one more, inhale. Good, and as you exhale, you'll just walk yourselves back up. And all you need to do from there is just take a little shift forward, lie down on your backs. And then from there, take happy baby. So draw the knees in, reach for the outer edges of the feet. Shine the soles of the feet to the sky. Take the knees nice and wide, so wider than your shoulders, and tug down on the outer edges of the feet, drawing your knees down towards the mat. So just a couple big breaths there. Take an inhale. Good, and exhale. And again, you can rock back and forth, one foot at a time, but send the breath deep into your low back, deep into your hips. Good. So let's just fill up one more time. Big breath, inhale. Good, and as you exhale, release the feet, bring the feet to the very edges of your mat. And then keep the feet at the very edges of your mat. Just let the knees, like windscreen wipers, just go back and forth, right? We've done this many times before, so just let the knees sweep back and forth. You might land over to the right, have a look over, over to the left, have a look over the right shoulder. Stay for a twist. You could pick up the left foot, place it on top of your right knee or thigh, fill up and create some space in that side body, right? After you've had a couple of breaths on that side, you might switch. So bring the feet back to being wide. Knees can fall over to the right. Look over the left shoulder. You might pick that right foot up, place it on top of your left knee. And again, you're thinking space into this left side body. So a couple more breaths. Good. And then when you're ready, you can just come all the way back to center, undo the crossing of the legs, and hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. So from here, we can make our way into Shavasana. And also knowing that if you're at home and you want to keep the practice going a little bit, you can play with headstand, handstand, any of your inversions or any arm balances that you like to do. But otherwise, you might just roll little circles on your low back, sacrum. And then when you feel ready, just outstretch the legs in front of you. If you have a blanket at home or bolster, anything to tuck underneath your knees, you might do so. But then just take up space on your mat. Let the limbs relax, the shoulder blades connect flat on the mat, and close your eyes. Turn that focus back to your Ujjayi breath. You might just take a nice big inhale and fill up again like we did earlier on in class, pausing when you reach the top of your chest, and just opening your mouth to exhale and let go of all the work you've done this evening. Maybe do that one more time. Nice big breath, fill up, inhale. Hold the breath for a second, and then exhale. So, Shavasana, take rest. Connect with the breath, keep the mind still. Let the breath flow in and out of the nose and your body surrender and take rest in this mat. And so, you can choose to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. So if you need a nice, long, juicy Shavasana to just stay here and let all thoughts disappear. Just stay connected to your mat. And so otherwise, I'm just going to make my way up and sort of give you a namaste. And so thank you all for joining me this evening back on our mats at the yoga space at Ivor Hall on a Thursday night like we typically do. And so nice big breath. Take an inhale, bowing your head and just connecting to the light, the love that is our yoga practice and the ability that we have this yoga community and we're still practicing. We're still practicing even though we're not here together. So thank you all for joining me this evening. Big namaste hands. Stay in Shavasana if you need to. Sending all my love to you and your families. Stay safe and hopefully we see each other again really soon. Namaste guys. Thank you.